This is the ultimate and perfect gaming TV for you. This video is sponsored by LG for us to take a look at their LG OLED Flex 42-inch TV, which 42 inches is the perfect size for gamers, whether that's actually at your desk, in case you want to have a really big TV, or in case you want to have a really good setup for your console to play on. This OLED Flex is going to handle that. And you might find out from the name, Flex means that it's got a hidden trick up its sleeve. So let's get this out of the box and check out that. All right, starting on the table probably wasn't the best idea. Thankfully, because it's an OLED TV, this thing isn't actually all that heavy. So while I unbox this TV, let's go ahead and talk about some of the feature sets that this thing actually has. Not only is it a great size OLED, which is going to give you perfect contrast ratios because the black levels on the screen are perfect. They are not illuminated because OLED is self-illuminating pixels. Then here we have the typical TV assets. We've got a USB cable. You have the remote, which is great for switching between all of your inputs, including the fact that this thing has GeForce Now built into it for your gaming in case you want to do some cloud gaming. It also has an IR repeater that you can hook up to the back, as well as some cable management dingle-dongs. This is very standard compared to other LG TVs that I have purchased, which there are many. Oh, I'm excited. So we have protective styrofoam all around. You have a very sizable stand. Oh, this is like one of the best TV stands that I've ever seen. It's already built in. I don't have to screw anything onto the bottom as far as I'm aware. And I can just likely lift this out of the box. Oh, it comes straight out. Oh, that's perfect. Some protective styrofoam behind the back. Now, typically a 42-inch display would be not possible for me to lift up with the quality of stand this has, but because OLED can have thin panels like you see right here, it's easy enough for me to pick up one arm, which I think LG probably doesn't recommend. So again, perfect TV options. Optical audio out for your sound setup. Ethernet port in case you want to connect directly to the internet. Cable and antenna in case you're still on a cable box. And then the IR blaster connector repeater right there. And then you've got two USB in right here, a USB to connect to the PC, and then 4 HDMI ports capable of 4K 120 Hertz. This thing is ready to go out of the box, but you might be asking yourself, I've never seen a TV with little Bowie arms like this right here. I want you to remember these, and we'll show this off in a second. So talking about the display on this, one of the things that LG has done with this TV is the fact that they've made sure that it has top of the game HDR. So it doesn't just have Dolby Atmos audio support, it also has support for Dolby Vision for 4K at 120 Hertz, which makes sure that you're getting the best visual quality out of this panel. And additionally, that 120 Hertz is very good for gaming. And so is the fact that it has NVIDIA's G-Sync, which makes sure that you have variable refresh rate, you limit the tearing on the screen so that everything looks nice and crisp and smooth. Down here in this office, we now have 3 LG TVs and that LG gaming monitor. And I also have an LG gaming monitor. And you also have an LG gaming monitor. So everything about this setup process is exactly what I've come to expect out of all of the LG TVs I've owned. You have WebOS, which in my opinion is one of the top operating systems on televisions right now. Additionally, you have the AI upscaling that LG includes with their alpha chips. And then you get access to all of the smart TV features that you could possibly want, like apps to watch your favorite content. But we're gonna be checking this thing out for gaming in just a second. So what sort of gaming device would this be if it didn't have lighting? Let's go ahead and turn that on. You've got dynamic lighting mode. You can sync it to your video, you can sync it to your sound, and you might be wondering, where's that lighting? It is back here on the stand. Look at that. Now, this is baked into the TV from the get-go, synchronizing with whatever game you're playing, whatever visual you're showing on the screen. You can have this set up. You don't have to buy any sort of third-party accessory. It's already ready to go to give you full lighting immersion. I love how I can just toss this thing around. Like, it's hefty, but it's not unruly. And then also, let's go ahead and take off the protective plastic, because one of the great things about this TV is that it actually has super anti-reflection, making it so that it's 25% less reflective than their other OLED Evo models that are out there. So when you're gaming, let's say the screen goes black, you're not gonna see your face in the TV as clearly as you would on some other devices. Video sync mode's only supported with HDMI inputs and cloud games. That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reflection of myself.
Yeah, like there's a camera right up against this and you can hardly see it. The real test is if we turn off the TV and get real up close to it, because then it's only the lights that are shining on it. So let's take a look at how reflective it is when the TV's off.
I can like barely see you.
Yeah, like my reflection, especially with my shirt, it's not super reflective at all. Oh yeah, it's very cut down even for me if I'm sitting there. I'm gonna hook up a couple of devices to this and then we're gonna show off really what makes the LG OLED Flex very special. So we're loaded up onto the PlayStation with the LG Flex OLED TV. And you can see right here, they have a gaming overlay that you can see all of the things you want for your games, showing you what FPS we're running at, additionally whether or not variable refresh rate is on, the black stabilizer level, and whether or not it's low latency, because this TV can get down to 0.1 millisecond response time, making it so that it is incredible for gaming. But again, I want to show off a couple things. You can change the size of the actual display within the TV. So you can show it as a 32-inch TV, a 27-inch TV, or a full 42-inch TV, and you still don't have any backlight bleed whatsoever. You could just immerse yourself by sitting this close, and then this is taking up your field of view, which is incredible as a feature. But then you also have multi-view. So while you're here in multi-view, you can choose to have another thing displayed at the same time. You can screen share from another device, you can do AirPlay from an Apple device, you can load up YouTube, you can even plug in a camera to this TV, which we're gonna try out in a second. But then you can also launch a combination of some of the other ones in case you're done with your game. You want to load up live TV plus YouTube at the same time, or your screen share, or if you want to switch over to your other HDMI, you can combine that with some of the other ones. So you can theoretically be playing your game and look up a guide to how to play it at the same time. And then you still have it visually smooth, crisp, and beautiful like you would expect from this television. Oh, this looks immaculate. Like it is a smaller screen, but this still looks gorgeous.
Can you AirPlay while multi-viewing?
Why do you ask?
TikToks.
I would rather do AirPlay for YouTube, because then that would mean that I could...
You control it with your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, if you want to have it as a phone setup, then you get more screen real estate for the game. Oh yeah, you could just be scrolling some TikToks while playing some Spider-Man. Who's that guy?
It's me.
Or if you want to watch some of your favorite tech news that's out there, you can do that as well while you're playing your video game.
Yeah, I would use that constantly.
So multi-view, very cool feature, very helpful. But that's not even the best part. I want to show you this button right here. That looks like a compressed TV. And if we set it, the TV curves by itself. It's at 50% curve or at 100%. At the full curve that it's at right now, this is 900R, which means the radius of the circle that you can complete with this is 0.9 meters, which is a very tight curve for any sort of display, let alone a 42-inch gaming TV that allows you to do it however you prefer. If you just want to be further back and consume some television, you want to watch some YouTube and have the flat panel, you can do that. But then with just a few quick presses of the button, you can be sitting right here in immersive gaming mode, where the TV itself will wrap around you so that you can then enjoy all of the gaming goodness in your peripheral vision. Oh man, this is great. Oh, this looks impeccable. I forgot I can fly. But in case you don't want to just have it at 50% or 100%, but you actually want to fine tune it, you can do that as well in 5% increments. Just ever so slightly, get the TV to move for you. Do a little dance all the way down to 5%. In case that's what you want. And then once you remove the little stopper that's back there, you can also raise, tilt, and use it so that you can set up this TV in whatever way is comfortable for you. If you want to have it high up, you want to have it tilted down, and then you want to have it at max curve, you can do that. thing's incredible. But let's switch over to the PC side so that we can actually make use of that 4K 120 hertz refresh rate and some of the other features. So that you can see we're G-Sync set up right in the NVIDIA control panel so that it's ready to go for us playing our game. And then you have your speaker right down here so that you can enjoy everything, just all of the noises coming right at you. And then even when it's at its lowest point, it doesn't fully block the speaker so that you can still get some audio coming at your ears. Oh, and there we go, 4K, 120 hertz, ray tracing fully on with G-Sync so that there's no tearing. I mean, this is incredibly immersive. All of the black levels look incredible thanks to the OLED panel with the illuminated pixels. The response time is great thanks to the fact that it has 0.1 milliseconds. And then you have 4 HDMI inputs so that you can hook up your television, your gaming consoles. You can have all of your TV channels on in a singular device that covers it all up. But one of the things that I also want to check out is the dynamic lighting. So I'm going to turn off all the lights in here and I want to see what it looks like. So because we're not against a wall anywhere, we have to have some plastic as a reflective surface, but you can see that the light is dynamically changing on the back in tune with what we're playing here on this game. But then also switch on over to our PlayStation. It's all still tied in. The lighting is actually dynamically reflecting off of the background to add in that extra level of immersion as you're playing. Let's get near some fire. See if we can get some red going. Oh yeah. So all of those features are incredible. You can see when we're on PC and we go into the menu, it shows us that we are indeed running NVIDIA G-Sync. We can also change the different black levels from FPS to RPG, RTS. It'll change those to make it so that the lighting setup on the TV is to your liking as you're playing your games. And then again, even though this is a PC, I can then run multi-view for several other devices. Oh, so you can also multi-view with the webcam that you want to hook up, which we have hooked up to our camera right here. And one of the things that we were thinking, trying to figure out, you know, what use case do you possibly have for hooking up a USB webcam to a TV? But if you're at an event, you're trying to show something off outside, you have a camera that you want to feed into this so that people can actually see what's going on at a different part with a really long USB cable.
Or like viewing angles at a concert, maybe?
Potentially, yeah, like a USB switcher. Yeah. Oh yeah, like our A10 Mini?
Yeah.
You have 4, yeah, you can control different camera setups. And
you could also, hypothetically, if you have an HDMI to USB switcher,
yeah,
then you could connect even more HDMI inputs.
You could make it work. The feature is available. That's the thing. It's here for you to utilize however you see fit.
Every TV I ever see from now on, I'm gonna ask,
does it have webcam support?
Yeah.
So let us know what you would use a webcam setup on a TV for. I want to hear your most creative ideas down below in the comments. But it's time to say goodbye to the webcam itself. We don't need that anymore. But I've shown you exactly what makes this LG OLED Flex so special. You have the curve that you can customize. You have the great refresh rate. You have the dynamic lighting on the back. This is a TV so that you can use it for all of your content consumption. It has quick access for all of the various gaming features you could possibly want on your consoles or on your PC. You can set it up all from the actual menu, which is running LG's TV WebOS software, which I find super usable and incredible. And one of the things that people worry about when it comes to OLED televisions being used on something with your PC is the potential for burn-in, but LG time and time again has implemented brand new features that make it so that the pixel burn-in is not as much of a concern as it used to be. Additionally, it has LG OLED Care set up so that you can make sure you're preserving the life of the OLED panel as long as possible. But LG is top of the class when it comes to making sure that burn-in does not happen, thanks to all of the various features that they implement and technologies to make sure that it's not going to happen as quickly as it once did. All of this makes for a very special television experience that is like no other for gaming, with the curve, with the flatness, with the ability to switch between so many different devices, having multi-view all set up, and then getting the benefit of OLED all wrapped into one package. The LG OLED Flex is definitely a sight to behold, a feature to have. Big thanks to LG for sponsoring this video, letting us check this out. You can check out the LG OLED Flex at the link in the video description. Consider picking one up for yourself or a loved one, especially as we're getting into the new year. Good time. Treat yourself.